Hey everyone, welcome back to another plan with me. This is Halen, also known as Med Student Planner. Today I will be planning out the week of April 12th through the 18th in my ERIN CONDREN vertical planner. I have a really fun kit to use from Avalon and Ninth. I've not used a kit from this shop in a while, and I ordered this I think during Black Friday, and so I went ahead and got the full kit, and it is ginormous. I've never used a kit this large before. So this is all of your like deco pieces and some scripts, and then here there's just so many functional pages in here. So here's some like quarter boxes, labels, and these little cute post-its, and then you have some half boxes and third boxes, and then you have this fun little graph sheet. I've never seen a shop use like the graph background in boxes before, so that'll be interesting to try. And then you have a lot of other options there. Then you have some checklists here. I think these look like little food things, and then some TV little things, and then you have some sidebar items over here, and then full set of glitter headers, and it came with 2 different date covers. So I've already used one set, and then I will be able to use this the next time that I use this kit. So this kit came with a ton of full boxes. I decided not to use this one. This one felt very like fall to me, and I wanted to use this in spring, and so I left that box out. And then I've already used the bottom washi, and then these are the extra little washi strips, and that is it. So a huge kit. I will definitely be going back to repurchase the full boxes and the bottom washi so that I can use this again. So that is everything for the kit, and then I've already laid down the base of the kit, as you can see, and so now we'll just go ahead and go through the day-by-day plans. Okay, for Monday, I went ahead and started out with a label from the kit, and then I used the Coffee Monday script also from the kit, and I am then just going to go ahead and go into the plans for the day. So I was in clinic pretty much all day, and I used a really cute Winston from Nightingale Paper Co. that did his scrubs and matched this color purple perfectly, and so just had to use it. And then I also found this backpack Winston that was the same shade of purple, so I used that to mark studying this night. I actually stayed up pretty late studying, and it was not my intention, but there is just a lot to do when you have a 6-week rotation with the same amount of questions that you have to do in like a 12-week rotation. So just a lot to do. And then I also needed to pick up dinner on my way home, so I just put in a little checkbox from the kit and used that to mark picking up dinner. So then I'm going to use another label to mark what we watched for TV this night. We are catching up on Hell's Kitchen just as we can. It actually comes on Thursday, but we were catching up from the previous week this night. And then I'm just going to be using a little checklist to mark some things that I needed to do. It was mainly like studying stuff, there are certain videos and worksheets that I need to complete before lectures in my OB/GYN rotation, and so that is what I was wrapping up this evening, and it ended up just taking way longer than I thought it was. Then I also used the planner from the kit and also a planning time script from the kit, and I just love that font to mark catching up on my planners and just enjoying some planning time after a lot of studying. So Tuesday started with lectures in the morning. We had lectures from 8 to 10, and so I used a coffee cup with my name on it from the Crafty Banana. I just love pulling this in whenever I can. And then I pulled in an emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. to mark being in clinic. Once again in clinic for most of the day, and then I'm going to pull in a label that is like one of the doodle labels to mark studying, and so I cut off studying this night at 9:30, which is much more reasonable than 11 o'clock like the previous night, and so I was thankful for that on a Wednesday. So I'm going to use this label that has a checkbox built into it to mark updating my study schedule. Like I was saying, there's a lot to do, and I kind of got behind at the beginning of my rotation, so I was just going to go ahead and update it. I'm at the halfway point of the rotation this week, and so this was like a good time to see where I was at and see what I needed to add and all of that. And after staying up the previous night, I went to bed early this night, so I have a script from Hand Can Plan to mark that. And then I'm going to pull in this Post-it sticker to mark watching the morning show. And I have a really cute, munchkin from Once More with Love to just mark watching that with Jeffrey. We have really been loving that show. It is kind of longer episodes than what we'd prefer, but we are over halfway through it and we are really big fans of it. And then moving on to Wednesday, I started the day by having a short day in clinic, so I had to mark that, and I have a little yay Winston to mark it being excited. Even though I love clinic, I also need to come home and study, so it was nice to have some extra time to study and do some things that I needed to do. I did the same little setup with the emoji and marking my time in clinic there. The colors just matched too well to not use. And since I got out at like 2:30 this day, I was able to run over to Old Navy and use some really good like super cash that we had, and got a lot of fun new things for like spring and summer. Then after we got home, I initially took a nap, but the nap time script just didn't really work out. So I did still take a nap, and I'm going to move that sticker. And then I studied until 9:30 again this night, and I'm now doing my rearranging here. So I'm going to move this clean script from the kit, and I'm just going to put that up top because we were just kind of cleaning up, a little good midweek cleanup. And then I'm going to add this checklist label again to mark doing some laundry. And instead of marking nap time, I decided to mark what we were watching for TV because we decided to restart Schitt's Creek, and it was so fun to rewatch a show that we already kind of knew and loved. And so we usually do that a lot on the shows that are like 30 minutes like that. So that is everything for the first half of the week, and then moving on to Thursday, once again just whiting out all of the little lines. And then I'm going to start with a label that has that checklist on it to just mark packing my lunch. I've been forgetting every other day this week, and we had just bought new lunch stuff, and so I wanted to remember to go ahead and just pack my lunch. Then I'm going to use a Dr. Winston from Nightingale Paper Code to mark being in clinic. It was a long clinic day and just a lot of, I don't know, it was a hard day in clinic with patients and just everything else. And so I have this not today Winston. It's kind of just, it's defeated. And that was, I felt that. So then I came home and took a nap, and I have that marked with a label or a quarter box. And we decided to go on a date night tonight because I'm actually going to be out of town next week with school. So I have a script from Kinsey's Creations, and we went out to one of our favorite little taco places. And I have a munchkin from Once More with Love that's like on a dinner date. I thought that was just too cute to not use. And then we also had our cleaning service come this day. That is something we like to splurge on every few months just to kind of get a good deep clean of the house and help us out a little bit as a full-time students and everything. That was everything for Thursday. And moving on to Friday, one of my favorite days of the week, I am starting with another label with that checklist to just mark mailing our water bill. I was almost late last month, and I have never been late on a bill like that before, and so I knew I wanted to add that into my planner to make sure I did not forget. So then I'm adding in another Post-it sticker. I just love those stickers so much, and not a lot of shops use them, and so whenever a shop does include it in their kits, I just have to use it. And it was even great with being able to match up all the colors with it. So I just used that and then a little munchkin to mark being in clinic. And today was an even shorter clinic day. We got out at 12:30, which was incredible. And it ended up working out because we had an ethics lecture this afternoon. And so I marked that in with a quarter box and then a Winston on his laptop. And then I have a half box to mark our family dinner with our parents this night. We went out and had pizza, and that was really fun. I have a heart-eyed Winston to mark that, and it was good to see them before I was going out of town for a week. We usually try to do dinner like once a week if we can, or at least once every other week with our parents, just because we don't know how long we'll be able to live in the same town as them, and so it's nice to be able to take advantage of that while we can. And I just have a little family time script underneath that from the shop, or from the kit also. And then I just use a Once More with Love munchkin to mark watching the morning show, and then going to bed early with my In Bed Early script from Hand Can Plan. So Saturday started off a little slow, but then we went to brunch with one of our professors from undergrad. That was so much fun getting to catch up with him, and we went to one of our favorite brunch spots, Torchy's, and then we just studied for the rest of the day. And so I have a study script from Avalon in 9th, and it's kind of like layered over some stack of books. And I'm pulling in my favorite little post-it here. I love this color blue so much. And I'm going to pull in some books from the kit just because it's perfect to mark studying. Even though I have a stack of books right above it, I still like how it turns out. And so we were just studying at one of our local coffee shops this day. And since it was our last night together for a while, 1 week's really not that long, but it's the longest we've been apart for a while. So I just marked that we ran some errands, and I ended up losing my camera battery here. So it got cut off, and we'll come back to Sunday, but we ran some errands. We picked up some Taste China for dinner, and then we watched Friends with Benefits this night. So that was super fun. All of those icons there were coming from the kit, and so that was great to be able to use that. Sunday, we started the day by sleeping in, so I have a script from Kinsey's Creations. I almost used my script from Virgo and Paper, but I decided it was taking up too much of that quarter box, and so I decided to just switch to this one, which was a little bit smaller. I'm almost out of those, so I need to order some more. Then I used another coffee cup from the Crafty Banana to mark picking up coffee this morning. We ran over to Dunkin' just kind of get breakfast and coffee, and then we had laundry to do, but I wanted to pull in this checklist, and it wasn't going to fit with the script, and so I'm just going to rearrange some things. So I put on the checklist that we had some Amazon returns to do. I needed to pack for my week out of town, and then we also needed to pick up some groceries. So I just moved that laundry script to the bottom. That is either from the kit or from my stash, but it's from Avalon in 9th overall. And then afterwards, I had to finally drive to Monroe for my week there. I am really sad about being away. I'll be all alone. But once I got there, I needed to pick up my apartment key, and I have a little check box for that. And then afterwards, I was just going to have some me time. So that is everything for this week. This kit is just beautiful. It was really fun putting all the full boxes in the center like that. I thought it just really flowed well, and I love all these colors. Like, it's almost kind of like rainbow vibes, but just perfect for spring. And I, of course, had to pull in a Harry Potter theme because I haven't done a Harry Potter kit in a while. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.